Winston Churchill said that all his past life had been preparation for a moment of destiny.
He was a man of genius, and like all men of genius, there are dark patches and there are bright patches.
There was this invaluable streak of, some would say, ruthlessness, some would say vulgarity.
Churchill was often accused throughout his life of being an opportunist, and as Lord Beaverbrook once said, he'd held every opinion on every question. There appeared to be a sense in which he could just change his mind all the time, and that in that sense he really did appear to be an unscrupulous and unprincipled adventurer. On the other hand, there were, I think, certain things that Churchill did believe in all the time. He did believe in the greatness of Britain, he did believe in the British Empire, he did believe in a certain sort of parliamentary democracy.
On May the 10th, 1940, the day Winston Churchill became Prime Minister,
Hitler, with his Eastern Front secured by Stalin, launched his blitzkrieg to the west. The British were driven from the continent. For Hitler, victory had lanced a boil. Germany's defeat in the First World War had been avenged. Nikita Khrushchev, later Russia's Prime Minister, recalled Stalin's reaction to Hitler's lightning victories.
I remember being with Stalin. He was extremely nervous. He was racing around, cursing like a cab driver. He cursed the French.
We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
Less than 3 weeks later, Churchill gave the order to evacuate the British Army, trapped by the advancing Germans against the sea at Dunkirk. Now Britain stood alone. Churchill had nothing to hurl at the enemy, save words of defiance. Hitler could not defeat Britain in the air, but he determined to break its will. In 1940, at the height of the London Blitz, German bombs killed 7,000 civilians in one single month.
The Battle of Britain was raging. If Hitler wanted to conquer Britain, he needed command of the skies. Throughout the summer of 1940, the struggle for air supremacy was played out above the English Channel in southeast England.
July 1940. The Führer is greatly puzzled by Britain's persistent unwillingness to make peace. He sees the answer in Britain's hope in Russia.
On July the 19th, 1940, in a speech to the Reichstag, Hitler made his final plea for peace to Britain. Churchill and the British were not interested. Hitler retreated to the mountains of Obersalzberg. Here, the summer before, he'd been dreaming up his pact with Stalin. Now he suspected him. At the end of July, he announced to his generals the result of weeks of agonized reflection.
31st of July 1940, 11:30, Berghof. Führer concludes Russia is the factor on which Britain is relying the most. Something must have happened in London. The British were completely down. Now they have perked up again.
On the 15th of September, the Royal Air Force inflicted such damage on the Luftwaffe
The RAF defeated the Luftwaffe in the Battle of Britain
that Hitler postponed his invasion plans.